Hi everybody, it's July 8th, 2021. I'm here at the Florida United Numismatists Convention in the summer. It's the first show since the COVID virus for the fun group. And oh my gosh, you can see the room is filled with people. It's the largest summer fun they've ever had, more than 280 booths and at least 1,000 different dealers here to buy, sell, and trade rare coins and banknotes and all kinds of cool numismatic items. Cindy, oh my gosh, we're here at Fun again. How have you possibly taken another convention and made it so?
This one was easy because everybody was so anxious to get back to the convention circuit. It's been a year and a half since we've had a fun show, and we are so excited to be back. And this is our largest summer fun show ever.
What kind of hoops did you have to go through with the city and the government to get the show going?
Everybody was great, fun, easy to work with. We put some protocols in place to protect our guests because we expected crowds, which as you can see we have. So we're doing face masks and temperature checks and requesting people socially distance as much as possible and be courteous. But the Orange County Convention Center and the City of Orlando welcomed us. They're very anxious to have us back, and we're very anxious to be back.
And what happened to fund membership during the COVID? It was up, down? How did it affect the coin collectors?
Yeah, the membership dropped during 1 year. It's coming back, of course, since the shows are active again. But yeah, we went from about 3,600 members down to about 2,900. But I'm confident with January show approaching, which is our biggest show, we'll get those numbers back up.
What may we have to look forward to at the January show?
I think we're going to pack the house again for January. There's no doubt in my mind because we've had a long dry spell. I feel confident the United States Mint will be there, perhaps the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. We'll have various special guests. We're still ironing out the final plans, but I think it's going to be a huge success.
And what's the best part about being involved with the fun organization?
Gosh, everything for me. Working with the board of directors, they're awesome. It's a treat to work with them. They're very intelligent. They know how to run a coin show. A lot of them have been in place for 25, 30 years. They all have volunteer jobs. They show up, they do their work, which takes pressure off of me. I greatly appreciate that. So for me, that's the best part.
And you're getting close to retirement. Can you share what's going on?
Allegedly, I'm a year and a half from retirement. That's when my contract ends, and I'm very hopeful. I've actually been doing this job 28 years. So when it comes time to step aside, and I'm working with someone now to train him to take my place, I will have almost 30 years in. But I will be here. I hope to remain on the board as secretary. It's a position I love and enjoy. And I will be at all the shows doing anything I can to help make them a success, volunteer work.
Well, nobody's done it better.
Thank you.
Well, traveling down the aisle at the Fun Coin Convention, here's the Heritage booth, people looking to get consignments, people to buy and sell coins. They have coin buyers on the spot. One thing that's neat about the Fun Coin Convention is they have characteristic orange. They say the orange was inspired by one of the sports teams, and now they've kept it as an official color. And you can see, of all the coin shows, this one, it was packed. There were several hundred people waiting to get into the booths. And now that the show's just open, here's some poor fellow that hasn't set up yet. You need some coins. And here's Jeff Garrett and the recently elected A&A Board of Governors and A&A past president, Jeff. Oh my goodness. That's one thing, when you go to a show like this, you can see all the dignitaries of numismatics, the major dealers, all the players, all the specialty groups. It is truly the lifeblood of the coin hobby. You must go to a coin show when you get a chance. A big one like the Fun Group, or even a local show. Just check your newspaper or join the Florida United Numismatists or the American Numismatic Association. Jack, we're here at the Florida Coin Show. Why have you come to the show?
To make money.
And what is it about the fun organization's a good place?
I love it. Just the turnout, people from all over the country. It's just a great place to be.
What kinds of things were the public looking for?
I have a beautiful 1795 flowing hair set. Like to see it? Here we have the original grading company, A&A. They grade this coin, 1795. It's a half dime. It's VG8. Next coin over, we have a 1795 VG8 50 cent piece with the A over E. And then we have the 1795 VG8 $1 flowing hair. Beautiful set. And they were the first grading service, the A&A, before all the other services. They're kind of like rare and unique.
And how were these coins saved?
George Washington might have these in his pocket. I don't know how they were saved, but they were they're in decent condition. I've seen some coins out there on eBay that are just junk, and they're the same grade or better. But these coins are really nice coins.
And what's the best part about coin collecting?
You never know what you're going to see or find.
Well, here's a pretty lady at a table. Oh my goodness. Anything like familiar faces. Bernard, you're here at the Fun Convention. Why do you come to this convention?
Why do I come to the Fun Convention? Well, first because I'm living in Florida, so it's handy. Second, also because it's one of the best conventions there is. I mean, it draws more people. You get a wider cross-section of different people coming, just like being here at the A&A booth. I would never have thought that I would come back here and be interviewed here, but this is a wonderful place, you know. I encourage anybody to come here.
And you've always got some interesting monetary projects. What's your latest one?
Wow, my latest monetary project is based upon the Liberty Dollar. I'm happy to tell you, announce for the very first time that the Liberty Dollar is up and has been reborn. Yes, can you believe that? Whereas I was convicted of the original Liberty Dollar, Wayne Hicks approached me about reissuing the Liberty Dollar. We investigated it, and we found that we could do the Liberty Dollar again in a model that does not violate Section 486, for which I was convicted of.
And what is Section 486?
486 is a really unique federal law that was passed during the Civil War that basically enabled the federal government to issue fiat money. That is the basis of our good-for-nothing U.S. dollar. And there had only been two other cases before my case. My case was the third case in over 150 years for 486. Obviously a very popular law, almost as bad as the government and cannabis. But regardless of that, 486 says that you cannot use silver in commerce. So the new Liberty Dollar does not have you using actual physical Liberty Dollars in commerce. We've had it reviewed. We've got legal representation and legal opinion saying that this is 100% legal. That's what we're doing. And we just announced it 2 days ago. So this is brand new, fresh news.
And tell me, the Liberty Dollar, you've got a book now.
I did a book 2 years ago. Actually, I guess it was 3 years ago. In 2018 was the 20th anniversary of Liberty Dollar. So with all the problems behind me and so many people collecting Liberty Dollar is one of the hottest collectibles out there. I mean, I can't tell you how many people collect Liberty Dollar. we distributed over $250,000 Liberty Dollars, and that was in digital, paper, and specie. So there's a lot of Liberty Dollars out there. We did a lot of different kinds. So it was time to do also the book. The case was behind me. I had a little bit of time, not in prison, but I had time on my hands, a different type of time. I had some time on my hands to actually spell out the whole story of the Liberty Dollar. With so many different collectors and with the value of the Liberty Dollars have appreciated tremendously. When you take a look at the breadth, the 1 ounce and a half and the quarter, the 10th, the 20th, okay, we did a 5 ounce. We just did we did an awful lot of Liberty Dollars in a lot of different sizes, and they're all beautifully struck. So we did it, time to do the book, and so this book here basically starts out in 1974 with the economic research paper. That's the basis of the Liberty Dollar. There's Telly and I at the Royal Hawaiian Mint that we still operate. Royal Hawaiian Mint still doing commemoratives almost every year. So we did this whole, we just wanted to get the whole thing out here, just like this right here is the first page right here. To Know Value, an economic research paper by Bernard Telly, 1974. So we did this, but it also goes into the whole history. It covers the case. It covers the notes from the case. It has everything you'd want to know about the case is in this book. And then at the back of the book has got some of the paper money that we did, all beautiful paper money. And then it goes into 30 pages coin catalog of all the different Liberty Dollars that we issued. I mean, this was not a cakewalk. I mean, this was really, really a very serious effort for the regular people in America, the citizens, the patriots in America, to take a stand for sound money. And I was very humbled to play that role.
Nothing more fun than is to pan for gold. I see all these people enjoying it. They never know when they're going to strike it rich. John, you're here at the Fun Coin Convention. Why does CONECA come to Fun?
So CONECA usually comes to Fun so that we can help out any of the members that are walking by or any of the actual participants that are walking by. We usually set up a booth so that we can help people find out if they have an error or if they have a variety, or unfortunately if they just got a damaged coin.
And what is CONECA and what does it do in the numismatic industry?
So CONECA is actually a combination of two clubs back in the 80s. It is the combined organization of Numismatic Error Collectors of America. We collect, all of our members collect either varieties or errors, and we do a lot of research on how did an error happen or how did a variety happen. It's just a sub-content of the hobby that not a lot of people get into, but is very enjoyable.
You've been working a lot on publicity. What are the things you're doing to promote the organization?
So I'm the public relations officer. I've been sending out news articles to all the major publications, Coin World, Domestic News, the NLG, different publications. And then I'm also sending out emails to different clubs, the ANA, the ANS. And I also, at the same time, I do a lot with Facebook. Facebook is the next generation of collectors. And I always go on Facebook at different coin clubs in Facebook and let them know what CONECA's doing this month, what articles are in the magazine, and any shows that we might be going to, like the Fun Show.
And how does one find out more about CONECA?
So you could go to our website, CONECAonline.com. numismatic.org. While you're looking at it, it'll sit there and it'll tell you whether or not what we're doing, any shows we're going to, and then it helps you sign up to become a member, and it helps you just find out about errors in general.
And how about you show us some of your really cool errors?
Okay, so this is an off-centered strike. It gets struck because the planchette lands on the edge of the dies and gets struck by the dies, but not in the center of the coin. The other side would have actual Lincoln on it, but again, it's off-centered. So this one is a double strike. This one got struck by the set of dies, and then as it ejected, fell back on the dies and got struck a second time. You can see the memorial building underneath the normal memorial building. And again, on the front side, it shows Lincoln, but a planchette came between the dies and the Lincoln part, so the second strike was not part of the die, it was the other planchette, making it only on one side. The other side is blank. So this one is a struck die cap. When the coin got struck, it got stuck to the die. And as it continued to strike, it sat there and it ended up getting deeper and deeper. This coin is very deep, almost looks like a thimble, but it is very rare because not many of them have made it out of the mint. The backside is all smushed off, so you can't even see a design. So this error is called a clip. As it was punching out blanks at the mint, it sat there and it got punched out and it got punched out on the side again. Because of this, it's missing part of the design. The metal flow during the strike will show us that it's actually a clip, and then on the side opposite of the missing part, it will also show a weakness in the rim called the Blakesley effect. This will prove that it's an actual error and not damage that somebody sat and created. You can't cut it and call it an error. Only when it happens at the mint can it be called an error. So this one's called a saddle strike. In some of the presses at the mint, they actually strike two coins at the same time. This blank landed between two dies and got a strike on the bottom and got a strike on the top at the same time. It has designage on the front and the back of the sets of dies that it belongs to. Because of the way that it was struck, with metal in between, it creates a little hump in the middle. That hump makes it called a saddle strike.
And what's the average price for errors like this?
Saddle strikes can be anywhere from $100 to $500, depending on how much of the strike you can see. The clip that we had was slightly less.
And if you want to get some real taste of Florida and the fun show, come and see some of the sunken treasure. There's all kinds of dealers that specialize in pirate treasure. Captain Curtis, you're involved with the treasure trade. Tell us about your involvement.
I was with Mel Fisher from 1979 to 1988. I was on the main pile the day we found it.
Wow, what was that like?
It was, I was with him 5.5 years before we found it. And when there were about 10 to 12 of us out that day. And we got the call, we converged in one area, one anomaly, and then two of the guys came out of the water. We found it, it's down here, Andy Matrosi and Greg Wareham, of course, and I was on the Virgilona. So we were right next to it. So we dove in the water and just swam back and forth and started loading our wetsuits full of treasure. We came up and we got a few silver bars. We got 33 silver bars the first time.
The big ones?
Yeah, the bread loaf size.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the first night I slept with one under my pillow.
Yep, and since then, what has the treasure coin business been like?
Well, I've been selling coins since about 1980 and still involved in selling coins. Bill and I do business quite often, and I went around the country with Karen McKee, Jim Sinclair, and Lisa Sinclair for about 14 months selling treasure. Crisscross the country, 35 cities.
And what's the coolest coin you've ever found?
I found a big clump on the Santa Margarita. It's probably 1988, about right before I retired from the treasure business that time.
Have the developments in technology really helped the treasure industry?
It has quite a bit. It's changed quite a bit since I've been treasure hunting. Last time I treasure hunted was about 2009 on the Santa Margarita.
Yeah.
And I worked that for about 3 or 4 months. No, it was 4 months.
If somebody wanted to get involved in treasure, how would you suggest they go about it?
Contact anybody from the 1715 Plate Fleet or down in Key West, Mel Fisher's Treasures. They're always looking for good crew. And they teach, so it's not something, it's on the job training. So if you're a basic underwater scuba diver, that's the guy that they want. That way they can train him.
There were, I think, 1,000 different options.
So if you want to see some ancient coins, come to the Fun Convention.
So this is Macedonian. There's a Macedonian shield on there, and then that's a Macedonian helmet. I need some more the Macedonian. And you're probably, even in looking at it without seeing what is in the center of it, being able to see what's in the center there, we're probably not going to get much closer. My guess, just because the most common ones are Philip III, it's probably Philip III.
Well, here's an incredible display of all kinds of gemstones. Well, it's the end of the show. Everybody's closing up. It's the end of another successful coin show. The Fun Convention. It's annual. It takes place all the time. And we're just glad to have been here. It's David Lisot for CoinTelevision signing off on the July 2021 Summer Fun.